A third stabbing happened last night. A woman was stabbed at a homeless camp multiple times. She was actually the one who called 911. She was taken to the hospital, of course, and there were a few witnesses to this latest stabbing. And this brings us to another aspect of this story, which is the fact that there's a vulnerable population out there in the city of Davis. KCRA 3's Michelle Bandur joins us live with that portion of the story. Michelle, what resources is the city making available to the homeless folks that live out here in the city of Davis, who are undoubtedly fearful tonight?
Well, Ty, some 6 hours after the suspect stabbed that woman here in her tent at 2nd and L Street, police have just wrapped up their investigation here, collecting evidence and trying to identify the man, looking for any clues, the suspect who is putting the city on edge. Now, what you can see here after the police have left, there are some homeless advocates here talking to folks, trying to get them in the safe space. The people who stay here and witness the violence, they do need to find somewhere else to go, and the city and the police want to help them and other homeless stay safe. A third attack in Davis, the latest one at a homeless camp near 2nd and L Streets.
I hear her screaming, "Oh God, help, please, he's here."
Friends of the woman who was stabbed were in a tent next to hers when they say the attacker came to terrorize them and even yelled at the man that they recognized him as the knife-wielding killer.
I felt like he was lurking around my tent. I heard some sticks snapping. I heard my tarp snap, and I touched the back of my tent. It was tense at first and loosened up. And I was like, man, like, God, just protect us all, man.
The safety of our community is always our top priority. This includes members of our community who are experiencing homelessness.
The mayor of Davis says the city and police are working together to explore options to keep the unhoused safe. They're coordinating with providers such as the Davis Community Meals and Housing to get people indoors, especially overnight. They're looking for extra mattresses to put on the floor of the shelter to get as many people as they can out of the camps and into a safe space. Police are also looking to the homeless to help with the criminal investigation, trying to catch the killer before he attacks again.
Because of the nature of that interaction last night, we want to make sure that there hasn't been a nonviolent interaction with this person with any of the homeless community in the past couple of weeks. So that's one of the investigative tasks for today.
And back out live here at 2nd and L, where that third attack took place, you can see the homeless advocates here working to help people who are staying here. They're also, getting the belongings of the victim who was attacked and making sure that nothing happens to her belongings, that she had to leave here because, of course, she's in the hospital after that attack. And now these homeless advocates, along with the city, say because that suspect is still at large, they have to be very careful on how they coordinate their effort. They don't want to get in the way of the police investigation. And they also have to be very careful as to who they're speaking with because they don't want that suspect to come in and blend in with everyone else. So they are being very careful as they try to make sure that people here living on the streets are going to be in a safe place tonight and that another attack does not happen. Reporting live in Davis, Michelle Bandur, KCRA 3 News.